What is going on, people? My name is Eric Piccioni, documenting my journey to financial freedom. This is an update for September of 2023. You'll have to excuse the background, or I just didn't take the time to really make it look clean, so deal with it. This is more for myself, this video, and if you find value in it, then I love it, because I'm trying to share my process to financial freedom in hopes of inspiring and educating others along the way who are trying to get there as well, or may already be there and they are, potentially laughing at me through this process. So bear with me. I made a couple notes. I want to read through that. I don't have the best memory, so I want to make sure that I can hit all the points as necessary. So first things first, big updates, just trying to hit the bigger ones. The first thing is I started wearing these guys because I didn't realize how big of an influence proper breathing does for you. And these nose strips have been instrumental in me feeling a lot more clear throughout the day. And I start to tape my mouth shut at night to be able to breathe a little bit more fluidly. And I wake up feeling way more energetic because of both the natural breath that I get through my nose versus mouth breathing, where you don't get as much quality air in through as possible, and especially during the night when you wake up with dry mouth. And there's studies that have shown that if you breathe through your mouth at night, your quality of sleep isn't going to be as beneficial as if you breathe through the nose. So I read the book Breath by James Nestor. It covers all of those topics and then some. So big part of me wearing these is because of that. The next thing is I'm taking a massive step back from the personal development, information overload that I've typically taken on, where I used to read a ton of books. It was not uncommon for me to read like 50 or 80 books a year, both on Audible and physical books. And that just became overwhelming to the point where I was more reading the books just to say I read them versus actually obtaining the knowledge and harnessing it. So if I am going to read a book, it's either going to be the critical few that are going to actually be very impactful. There's a lot of books that were written, 50, 100 years ago that they have already hit all the core information that you typically need whenever you read something. And a lot of the newer books are just recycled stuff that people have already said before. So what I'm going to do, if I am going to read a personal development or self-help book, it's very likely going to be one that's already been written and has been out in the market for years and years already, or is a massively popular one out. That would be kind of where or why I would want to read certain books. Now, if I wanted to get personal development help, but I'm more catering a lot of my reading to more parenting styles, or just ways to be a better father, be a better husband, be a better man. And outside of that, just more entertaining content. I might read comedy books, or I might read dramas or sci-fi or history books. I don't know. But what I do know is that I want to calm down a little bit when it comes to thinking I need to always be improving. That is true, but I also don't want to drive myself crazy because my wife is exponentially more chill and calm than I am, and I'm the one that's reading all the books on how to be a better person, but I'm stressed out all the time because I'm not being better, I'm not continuously improving in some days. And I think at the end of the day, if I can just get 1% better every single day, then I'm happy with that. I don't need to feel like I'm losing out on my quality of life because I'm not milking every single day. Of course, the other side of it, these high level entrepreneurs that you see out there, they're they wake up at 3 a.m. and they go to bed at 10 p.m. and they go to all these meetings, and that's great for them. But I know that in my heart of hearts, that's not a lifestyle that I want. We're going to be just fine financially. We're going to hit financial freedom, and it's going to be on our terms. If it takes a little bit longer, so be it. But I want to focus on my quality of life, and one that I can feel confident in. And we don't splurge on things anyway, but I am going to slow down a lot in terms of the type of material that I consume. I still want to listen to certain podcasts, like dad podcasts or things that I feel I have a lot to learn. But when it comes to personal development stuff, there's very few things that I even want to consume anymore, because I feel if I can just feel good every day and do things that I feel joyful towards and learn towards, that's a win in my book, personally. Next thing, vending. We are going to we've officially paid off the loan. We took out a loan, like a vending loan or a personal loan to pay for vending, or a business loan or whatever. We just took out a loan to pay for our vending business, and that got us the initial momentum to where we're at now, where we feel very confident in like the recurring revenues. We don't want to build an empire out of this. We want to just supplemental income, and we're now in a place where financially all of our base expenses from a business standpoint in general, like personal expenses, are essentially covered already. So we paid that loan off. Thank God. The interest rate was actually pretty high. It was like 16%, and we're finally out of that. And now we've got like 2 other debts. I think in total we're right around like 27, maybe 30K left. And I want to be aggressive with that, but I also don't want to like, eat ramen every single day to be able to pay that off quickly. So we are going to be paying down loans over time at a pace that's comfortable for us, but that's what's happening. But to that note, we are going to be selling a majority of the vending locations that we have, which is hilarious because we just paid off the loan. But just like peace of mind wise for me, I don't want to be dealing with the vending business as a whole. I've covered a couple of videos on this. Like, there are advantages and disadvantages to vending, but personally, I think that I make much more that for my full-time job, like my sales role and everything else that I'm doing from a time standpoint than I do in vending. So if I'm going to the only machines that I'm going to keep, the only locations that I'm going to keep are the ones that are producing 80% or more of the income. The rest I'm just going to sell off and just get them out of my hair so that I don't focus on them anymore, because it's more of a tedious thing to think of now. It's like, you go to the location, it's not a very time consuming thing. I mean, we make like maybe $150 to $300 for some of these lower locations. I'm just going to sell them, get them out, and I'll just make like a year's worth of monthly income in exchange. So I'm okay with that. I'm cool with that happening. Last update is we're going on a 2-week trip to Russia in the middle part of October, and I'm going to be going there for 2 weeks, but my wife will be there for a month. We'll be visiting family. That'll be very fun, and I'm very excited about that because I haven't been in like 6 years almost. So it's been a while, and I definitely want it because her family there is amazing. They're very loving. They're very caring. They're very thoughtful, and I'm going to make some videos about that while I'm there. Just going to do some documentaries like as I'm walking down the street, just talking about my experiences. So stay tuned for that. If you haven't already seen those videos, just keep an eye out. But just super pumped about that, and that's something that we're heavily considering down the road, like making more consistent trips to. And the quality of life there, it's like not every place is perfect, but for what we want for a family oriented location, it definitely checks the boxes for what we would want, which is feeling comfortable, having a family that's around us that supports us, and the lifestyle mindset is a little different. Where here it's like grind. Maybe one day you'll enjoy your life, versus over there in most European countries where it's like enjoy your life. You work to live. You don't live to work. Here it feels like you live to work. And the other way, it's they have generous PTOs and all sorts of things that I'll cover more in detail in the future. But that's where we're at. That's what we're doing. That's where we're rocking. That's where we're going. And just very pumped about the future and what's ahead. So thank you so much for watching me ramble on and make it through this video. But I appreciate it. If you can leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, just to show me your support, it would really mean a lot. I mean, this channel is going to do well in the future, but I'm just going to focus on making content that I genuinely enjoy and love. So if you did find value in this in some way, some form or fashion, that would definitely be appreciated. If you could show me in the comments below and let me know if you want to see a video of something specific in the future. So thank you so much. God bless. Stay tuned.